What's going on? Welcome back to yet another episode of the Normal Baseball Podcast. We are entering the final series of the season. The Braves have taken the lead from the Mets in the NL East. The Mariners have ended their playoff drought, and the Dodgers are still unstoppable. Let's get into it. What is going on? Welcome back to yet another episode of the Normal Baseball Podcast. I'm Alex, Normal Dog. That's Lewis. And we are back talking about the baseball.
Yeah, that whole baseball game, pretty cool.
That whole baseball thing that people talk about sometimes.
People tend to do it.
I'm excited. I mean, I am so excited. We are entering the last 3 days of the regular season. The regular season ends on October 5th, which is this Wednesday. It is currently Sunday, October 2nd at 11:05 p.m. We had to wait for the last game of the night to finish, and we'll get to that in a little bit. We'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I love it.
It's been one hell of a season so far, and there is still some looming milestones that we could potentially see, and even just the last 3-4 games that teams have to play.
Yeah, I'm very excited for like those milestones too. We'll talk about them. Where do we want to start here? You want to just start with like the fact that the Dodgers are really good?
Yeah, I mean Dodgers are good. Okay, next.
It feels bad. Let's start with the NL East. We have to.
Okay.
So the Mets and the Dodgers. The Mets and the Braves just finished about half an hour ago. Just finished a 3-game series in Atlanta, which was dubbed the most important series of the year. The teams went into this. The Mets led the Braves by 1 game in the National League East. They headed into Atlanta with their starting pitchers scheduled to be Jacob deGrom, Max Scherzer, and Chris Bassett to face the Braves. So a lot of Mets fans were very confident, very happy about that. And they walk into Atlanta. And, well, let's start with Game 1 before we... So, Game 1, Friday night baseball. We had deGrom on the mound going against the Braves, going against Max Fried, more specifically. deGrom did not look great. He gave up a home run to Dansby Swanson and then a home run to Matt Olson, back-to-back. Not great.
Yeah.
Not great. He went 6 innings, struck out 11, so only 3 earned runs. That's a good start. I don't care how many blisters he has, because going back to the Oakland start, he did say that he's dealing with some blisters in his hand that are kind of bugging him, maybe making
Still
him pitch a little worse, but still. I mean, 6 innings, 11 strikeouts, 3 runs. I mean, that's a good start.
Yeah.
Then they brought in Tyler McGill, who's gone to the bullpen. He gave up another 2 runs. Max Fried went 5 innings. He left the game because of an illness. He was sick.
Which, by the way,
but
that terrified me.
Yeah, but he's fine.
Yeah, no, he's fine
It's
now.
not an actual injury.
So what happened was he was in the dugout when it was in the bottom of the inning, so the Braves were up to bat. And all of a sudden, the camera cuts to Max Fried in the dugout, like kneeling over a bin of sort. It looked like he was maybe throwing up, or it looked like he was about to. And then he walked out of the club, like he walked down into the clubhouse and everything, and that's all that we heard from him. And then his manager came out and said he is sick, like he doesn't feel well. We're gonna just go as it is. Which, crazy that they were able to keep a hold on everything there with their starting pitcher Max Fried kind of just calling it quits because he didn't feel well. Like, obviously he has to.
I guess. I mean, they just went into their bullpen.
It was good that they hit their bullpen early.
They used the exact same bullpen as tonight, I believe. McHugh, Iglesias, Minter, Jansen for the save.
Yeah.
But that was Game 1. The Braves took it 5-2. Like we said, Dansby Swanson and Matt Olson homered, and Austin Riley. But Dansby Swanson and Matt Olson homered, which seemed to be a common theme throughout the series because we moved to Game 2. Kyle Wright versus Mad Max in the Big A. And Dansby
Dan's Bay.
in the bottom of well, first of all, yeah, in the bottom of the fifth, 2-1 Mets lead. Dansby Swanson, 2-run homer, gives the Braves 3-2 lead off Max Scherzer. Obviously, Max Scherzer is he's probably going insane, going psycho in his head after that. Then, to add insult to injury, Matt Olson in the bottom of the sixth, next inning, homered off Scherzer again to make it 4-2. So if you're keeping score at home, Dansby Swanson and Matt Olson have homered off the Mets 1-2 punch in the same series. Not looking good for the Mets, and the Braves did win that game 4-2. So that was the day they officially took the lead in the NL East.
They went
one game up.
They went into day 3 having a 1-game lead on the Mets, who at one point in time had a 12.5 game lead.
I think 10.
10?
10.5 game lead.
They had a double-digit lead, and the Braves basically since I think June 1st played about 700 baseball.
Yeah, they've
and made up ground.
And then that brought us to tonight, Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. In what I would argue was the most important game of the entire season for both of these teams.
Yeah.
At this point, it was 9-9 the season series. Whoever wins this gets the tiebreaker. So now, whoever wins this game, if they tie, whoever wins that game wins the NL East. So very important game tonight. And
well, barring that no team loses to their last and final opponent.
Right. If they tie, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, started off, Eduardo Escobar gave them the lead. Matt Olson tied it up. Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Then you get to the bottom of the fifth.
Again. What happened in the bottom of the fifth? Tell me.
Wait, maybe not the bottom of the fifth.
Might not have been the bottom of the fifth.
Might not have been the bottom of the fifth. Then you get to... Wait, I'm stupid. Then you get to the bottom of the first.
True.
And Dansby Swanson against Chris Bassett, the Mets' number 3 starter.
Oh, what happened?
Swanson bomb!
Oh,
bomb!
It's
gone.
Whew.
Dansby Swanson homers his 3rd homer of the series off all 3 Mets starting pitchers. Their big 3 starting pitchers. Dansby Swanson just owned them all.
Real.
Vogelback tied it up. McNeil gave the Mets the lead, and then the Braves just took the lead. They just took the lead. Matt Olson homered. So Matt Olson and Dansby Swanson homered 3 times in this series.
And what's weird is that going into the series, their bats were kind of cold. Not the entire Braves. I'm just saying the Dansby Swanson and Matt Olson combo. They were not doing too hot the couple series beforehand, but I guess coming in the motivation and the want to win this series kind of lit them on fire, and we saw that with not just Dansby and Matt Olson, who obviously hit a homer off of each 3 of the Mets starters, but the entirety of that lineup, 1 through 9, was ready to go out there and hit.
Yeah, it was just they were ready. They were more ready for this than the Mets were, and like you look at the Mets lineup for this game, tonight's game. Nimmo, Lindor, McNeil, yeah, that's fine. Alonso, Escobar, that's fine. Vogelback, that's fine. They put Francisco Alvarez in for Vogelback after 2 at-bats when Vogelback was 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs. But then you get to Guillorme, and he's 0 for 3, yes. Then they put in Vientos.
Mark Vientos.
And they pinch hit Nito for McCann. It's like when you get to the bottom of the Mets lineup, there's room.
Fizzled out.
There's room. I mean, Naquin, Guillorme, McCann, Nito, Vientos, I guess. Francisco Alvarez. Does he even have a hit in the big leagues yet?
I think he has.
Oh, that's another talking point. The Mets called up the number 1 overall prospect in baseball for this series.
Yeah.
He does not have a hit.
No.
In eight at-bats during this series, he did not get a hit. Number 1 prospect in baseball. I mean, it was a ballsy move, but it didn't work out.
I think that also the issue is that Francisco Alvarez in both AA and AAA this year was the team. You know, like he had to score the runs. He had to be the offense. And he came into this series thinking that same way, and you could tell in his at-bats. I mean, he lost the bat twice in one night because he was swinging so hard because he just wants to hit one out of the park, which I can't blame him. You play for the Mets. You want to go out there and beat your rival and do it in a big way with hitting a home run that really changes the momentum of the game. But you're in the big leagues now. Like, these guys know what they're doing. a lot more than what AAA and AA knew what they were doing. They're not going to give up the big hit to you, especially since this is your first series, your first game in arguably the most important series that we've seen all year. You know, I think Alvarez has the potential to be a top player in this league, but that series, not the best time to call him up.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning, I was like, okay, that's actually kind of cool. Like, they're bringing him up. They're kind of surprising everyone.
Yeah.
No one really expected that, and
everyone thought that
if it worked out, it would have been genius. Like, if
totally.
he got, like, a game-winning hit, or he was just on fire.
Did he even play catcher?
6 for 8. I don't even know.
I don't know why he didn't catch.
Well, he didn't catch tonight because they have Nito and McCann. I don't really see the need for him to catch.
Get him in there.
I think he only DH'd or pinch hit.
It would have given them more versatility off the bench when it came to like pinch running or pinch hitting if necessary.
I disagree. He didn't even play in the first. No, he did. He's only DH'd.
Right.
Which I honestly
DH in the National League?
I honestly expected. He can be on their. He's also probably going to be on their postseason roster.
He's not going to start.
No, he's not going to start, but he's going to be on the postseason roster
Yeah.
because of injuries and stuff. They're going to find a workaround to get him on the roster. But if he's not good, it's not going to help him at all. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think Buck Showalter. I mean, we know that Buck Showalter is one of the better managers in this league, not just because he knows baseball and knows the analytics behind everything. He's also a great people person. I could definitely see on the plane ride to, I think, Washington, right? When the Mets go to Washington, we're going to hear that Buck Showalter sat down with Francisco Alvarez and, like, talked to him, like, to get him settled down, and we might see him play out of his mind in Washington, considering that they don't have the best pitching.
I mean, maybe, but I don't think so. Personally, I don't think so.
I'm hoping for it.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
That's fine. Baseball.
That's fine. But yeah, the Braves, I mean, wow.
Yeah, I mean...
Their starting pitching was going. It was big pitching games in this series. I mean, you got Fried. Kyle Wright has been so good. Yeah. And you had Morton tonight, I believe. Yeah, Morton tonight. It was just good pitching all around. Their bullpen is so deep. Their bullpen is so good.
Yeah, they unloaded the bullpen.
100-win team now. They've won 100 games now.
Which is ridiculously impressive for that division with the dogfight that they've had. I mean, good for them. The Braves for coming back. Mets fans, I'm sorry. Another year of losing the division.
Well,
it's not over yet.
Let's not say it like it's over. Yeah. I mean, so here are the potential outcomes for the NL East. So, if the Braves, they both have 3-game series left. The Mets play the Nationals for 3 games, and the Braves play the Marlins for 3 games. If the Braves win 1 game, they are the division winners. If the Mets lose 1 game, the Braves are the division winners. However, if the Mets sweep and the Braves get swept, the Mets will win the division.
Yeah.
So the only outcome for the Mets to win the division is they sweep, Braves get swept. Any other outcome, Braves win the division because they now have the tiebreaker over the Mets. They've won 10 out of their 19 outings.
Which, crazy.
Who would have thought? I remember looking before this series and a lot of Mets fans and just Mets people in general very confident because it's like even if we only win 1 game, we have the season series. We can tie the division and still win the division, but that is all just out the window.
Yeah.
It's all out the window.
Now the Mets don't control their own destiny.
No, the Braves control the Mets' destiny.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, the Mets do, because if the Mets win, if the Mets sweep the Nats, they do not control their own destiny.
True.
It's all Braves. But what are the odds the Braves get swept by the Marlins?
I'm gonna say pretty low.
I don't think the Braves are gonna get swept by the Marlins, personally.
And I mean, the biggest part about this series is not who won the NL East. It's you get to avoid playing the Padres and the Dodgers, which I think that is super, super meaningful and important because, I mean, the Braves, we saw that they could defeat the Dodgers. They did last season. the Mets playing the Padres. I don't know how that season matchup has gone, but I do know that the Padres pitching has kind of gotten to the Mets a little bit. That just like the playoffs, if it started today, would be chaos in the National League, whereas in the American League, it's kind of cut and dry.
Yeah, we say that the Mets, hypothetically, if the Mets do get that first wild card spot, we say they're gonna have to go through San Diego and Los Angeles Dodgers. I don't know why I said the full thing, but the Phillies are only one game back of the Padres in that second wild card spot, and while the Brewers are still creeping in on the outside, it's not likely they'll be in. So say the Phillies take the Padres spot for the second spot and they wind up playing the Mets, I do think the Mets have a lot better chance to beat the Phillies than the Padres. And having the Phillies series, they could very easily win both games against the Phillies and just get that over with very quick and then get ready for the Dodgers.
Agreed.
But it is very bad that, say they do face the Padres, or even the Phillies, no matter who they face, they're going to have to use Scherzer and DeGrom in the games 1 and 2. There's going to be at least 2 games. Then in their series with the Dodgers, say they win, series with the Dodgers, they're only going to have 1 game of DeGrom and Scherzer.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be game 1 and 2. It's going to be game 3 and 4, probably, or 2 and 3. It's not going to be game 1. They're only going to get 1 game out of them, probably. So it's a tough spot for the Mets right now.
Yeah.
Mets fans, their season went from up here to after the series. It's like it's in the middle right now. They're in the middle ground, just kind of being like,
they're floating.
We need to see what happens.
Yeah.
Once the season ends, we can assess what we're gonna do if we're playing the wild card series, like all that. And by the way, the Mets this year against the Padres. Against the Padres this year, the Mets are 2-4. So 6 meetings, they've won 2, lost 4. Not great.
Not good at all.
Not great. Although they only need 2 wins to get past them, so we'll see. I love the joke about Yu Darvish. If they play Yu Darvish and if they play the Padres in the wild card round, that Yu Darvish is gonna throw 2 perfect games. He's gonna go out there twice. Yeah, throw 2 perfect games back-to-back nights. Because for some reason, Mets fans are deathly afraid of Yu Darvish.
Yeah.
But he did carve him up, so yeah, that's pretty much the NL East. I mean, it's exciting. It's fun. It came down to the wire, and now it's almost over. But you never know how the last 3 games of this season can end, and I'm sure the second the Braves lose a game and the Mets win a game, everyone's going to have their eyes on that. It would be crazy if it came down to the last day of the season and Braves have lost 2 and the Mets have won 2. It would just all come down to that.
Okay, so I'm just looking at this because, like you said, right now the third wild card team, the one that would play the Mets, is the who did you say it was? As of right now,
Padres.
The Padres. So there is a world like you had just mentioned where the Phillies jump up, and like we were just saying about, do you throw DeGrom and Scherzer at the Phillies or the Padres? Just looking at this, Chris Bassett could pitch. I mean, there's a world where you kind of say, like, hey, we trust our offense right now against this team. Let's go use our 3-4, save our 1 and 2 to start, and then go 5-3-4, 1-2-3-4-5. Like, to get everybody back in order. Because there's a world where that works.
Yeah, but I don't know. What's the... So the wild card round starts October 7th. Is that this Friday?
That is this Friday.
This Friday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's 4 or 5 days-ish rest for Bassett.
Which is doable.
Yeah, but it's a matter of, like, do the Mets think that if...
Do they think they can win?
Do the Mets think that if they're playing... Even the Padres, do they think that if they throw DeGrom and Scherzer... Do they think that the rest of their lineup, the rest of their bullpen and pitching staff can fare just 2 games against the Dodgers without losing both of them? If DeGrom and Scherzer don't pitch game 1 or game 2 against the Dodgers, should the Mets make it? they need to win at least one of them.
Yeah.
They cannot lose 2.
And you can't...
Because then you have no leeway when DeGrom and Scherzer are starting.
And I think that you have to look at it as you can't win the game offensively, because the big thing with the Dodgers is that they will out-hit you.
Yeah, no, of course. They have Freddie Freeman, Trey Turner.
Yeah, like
Mookie
they will out-hit you, they will outscore you, and shutting down their pitching, I feel like kind of is a domino effect into like the bats going cold. Like, I think that's more of a mental thing. I'm thinking more mentally about it. But that's just how I could see that series playing out. And that's if the Mets do make it to the divisional series.
Right.
Everything is circumstantial
right now.
We'll
see. Yeah, as of right now, the only division that isn't clinched is the NL East. The only wild card spot that isn't clinched is the Philadelphia Phillies. And then you look at the American League. The American League is set already. That's something we could talk about already. I mean, the American League, right now, Astros are at 104 wins. They have secured the 1 seed. They're going to get a bye, home field advantage the entire way through. Yankees have the 2 seed. That's locked up. They are going to have the bye and home field for the DS. The Guardians, which I want to talk more about them because I love them. They have won the AL Central, which we knew already. Then the wild card gets fun. You got Toronto, good team. Yeah. Seattle,
21 years,
and Tampa. But yes, Seattle. I mean, the Seattle Mariners have made the playoffs for the first time in 21 years. Last time they made it was 2001, when they had the greatest team of all time and got bounced by the Yankees.
Divisional.
Championship. So the Mariners have made it. They are a game and a half up in the second wild card spot. If the season ended today, they'd be playing the Blue Jays in the wild card series. The Rays would be playing the Guardians. The way the Mariners won that wild card spot and secured their postseason was just so much fun to me.
The walk-off?
2 walk-offs in a row.
Yeah.
They walked off the night before. It was like a walk-off single or something. And then Cal Raleigh hit a walk-off home run in like the bottom of the 11th or the bottom of the 12th or something like that, to clinch the postseason. And I mean, it was an electric call. Have you seen? I don't know who the Mariners play-by-play is, but the video of him calling it was amazing. The call was great.
Loved it.
If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I mean, it was just it was fantastic. Good job, Mariners. Congrats. I mean, America's team last year. They were America's team last year. People kind of got behind the Orioles this year.
Yeah.
Just because they could.
They fell a little short, sadly.
They did fall a little short. It's all right. Like, who would have thought that the Orioles wouldn't get eliminated from playoff contention until October 1st? And they just won 3 out of 4 from the Yankees.
Did they? Yeah, they did.
3 out of 4 or 2 out of 3?
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3 from the Yankees.
Wow.
Still. Like, the Orioles fared great. Mariners, will they become America's team again? I don't know. Who is America's team this year? I mean, it was definitely the Orioles. Let's be honest. It was the Orioles.
It was. I think that this year it's going to be either... can I give you one from each league?
No, there's only one America's team.
Okay.
Last year there was only one.
I'm in like a toss-up here.
I don't see any.
So I think America's team is going to be the St. Louis Cardinals. How can you not rally behind Waino, Pujols, and Yachty going one last ride with Nolan Arenado, Goldschmidt, like leading the charge, Tyler O'Neill there? It's like
Tyler O'Neill is on the team.
No, I like how electric he is. He's fun to watch. I love Tyler O'Neill, watching him play. I'm so jealous that Cardinals fans get to watch him day in and day out. But I think that they're going to be the team that America rallies behind.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, one last ride. Waino has not announced his retirement yet, but yeah, Yachty. I don't think he's going to retire. He's not. He's coming back. But Yachty and Pujols.
Future Washington National.
Oh, he is coming back. I'm serious.
Well, we'll find out. You might want to press her.
No. But yeah, Yachty, Pujols, Waino. Their last time together. Pujols 702 home runs. By the way, did that happen? Yeah, that happened.
It did.
Yeah. Not happened in general. I knew it happened in general. I just didn't know if it had. I don't know if we talked about it last time. But yeah, no, I could see that. I like the Mariners though. I like J-Rod.
I do.
I really would only root for them for J-Rod. That's the only reason I would root for the Mariners.
And Jared Kelenic. He'll be on the postseason roster.
I would only root for them for J-Rod.
And Jared Kelenic, because he's on.
Kelenic had 2 home runs the other day.
I know, dude. He kind of his stats.
We should have picked him in the Homer draft.
I know his stats in September are like insane.
Know. Anyway, what else we got here? So, I mean, it's like there's really no point in talking about the teams below. I mean, we could talk about Ohtani. You want to talk about Ohtani? I want to talk about Ohtani.
What, the 2021 MVP?
Yeah, the 2021 AL MVP, Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
He went out the other night against the Oakland Athletics and went 7 2/3 hitless, hitless innings.
Yeah.
Hitless innings, and then gave up a hit in the 8th. I think if he threw that no-hitter, his MVP stock would have been a legitimate question. In my head, it would have been a legitimate question.
Yeah, because that was.
I mean, the guy's throwing a no-hitter.
Yeah. Did you watch the game?
Yeah, I did. I watched. Well, not the entire game. But.
I watched a good portion of it. I tuned in when I saw like 4th inning, no hits, and I watched. Quite the game. I mean, Ohtani, like, yes, he dealt. It was electric, and I think that was like peak Ohtani stuff. And he's obviously going into the offseason with such a great start like that. He builds on that. I think next year around this time we're talking about him winning a Cy Young.
Yeah, I mean, 8 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts. On the year, Ohtani's 15-8, and on a bad Angels team, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's got a 2.35 ERA, which is just mind-boggling.
Ridiculous. That splitter that he throws is just next level.
He's been unhittable, and his bat has taken a step back, but like
massive step back.
I would argue it's not a massive step back at all. It's not a massive step back at all. He's still been very, very good on both sides of the ball. Yeah. He's batting .275. Mike Trout is also batting .275. So you can't really tell me anything.
But what's the AL MVP batting?
So yeah, I think Ohtani's just amazing. I don't care. I'm gonna be honest. I do not care about the Ohtani Judge debates. Who's MVP?
Yeah, that's gone in my head.
Well, I'm not even saying it's gone because I think Judge has it locked up. I'm just saying it's fucking stupid because Ohtani is the best player on the planet. Mm-hmm. Not to say I do think Aaron Judge should be the AL MVP. He has been more valuable to his team winning ball games than Shohei Ohtani has. Yeah. It's like a pitcher winning MVP basically because on the bat side of the ball, Ohtani has not been as valuable as Judge.
Yep.
And I get that Ohtani has won the Angels games from pitching, but the Yankees are a playoff team. And I don't like saying that because MVP should not go based off how good the team is. But just overall valuable to the team and added the most to their team has been Judge.
Yes.
I think if you take Ohtani out of the Angels, they're still going to be bad.
Agreed. If you take
Judge out of the Yankees, they're going to be bad. They might not have won the AL East.
No. Then we would be talking about how Toronto has the AL East and the Yankees are the third wild card team.
Just don't let Ben Verlander hear that.
Yeah, of course.
Not trying to get
Ben, if you're out there, clip this.
Not trying to get into it with him.
Yeah.
God, he will
tear you.
He will suck till he drops.
But Ohtani. Ohtani
is having a hell of a year.
He's a freak of nature. CC Sabathia said it best.
Well, okay, go on.
He said it best. Judge is the AL MVP, but Shohei Ohtani is the best player on the planet. And I don't think that there's any other way to say it. I mean, that's kind of perfect.
Anyway, but Ohtani just got a $30 million extension to avoid arbitration for next year. He was supposed to make $5 million.
Yeah.
And they bumped it up to $30 million, which I think is the biggest bump up ever for arbitration.
Yes.
Because that's just insane. But at least the Angels know, like, yeah, you deserve this.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Here, take this.
Yeah, no, and I mean it does, and I cannot wait till next off-season when Ohtani's a free. I beg that the Angels do not extend that man. I want to see Shohei Ohtani as a free agent, and I want to see how chaotic. You think it's chaotic with Judge? I've seen Cubs fans. I've seen Orioles fans. I've seen Mets fans. I've seen Dodger fans. I've seen Braves fans. I've seen Twins fans. Yeah. They've all said, like, 2023 lineup, and they've all had Judge. Right field. Yeah. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
That's not how that works. Yeah.
It's just like, calm down.
Oh, but this is something that came up the other day, and I've been holding this in, and there have been times where I text it to you, and I don't hit send, because I just want to talk to you about this so badly. Like you just mentioned, Shohei Ohtani will be a free agent in the 2023 offseason after next season. Mm-hmm. Imagine him in a Mariners uniform.
Okay, I'm imagining. Now what?
Tell me that team does not sound amazing. Luis Castillo, Robbie Ray, Shohei Ohtani,
Logan
Gilbert, and the New York guy. Shit.
I'll let you figure it out.
Yeah, no.
I'll wait.
Can you not? The added pressure will not help.
What's his name? Isn't it George Kirby?
Yeah, George Kirby, New York guy. Yeah, it's George Kirby for show. And him, I mean, that's amazing. And then having a bat around J-Rod like Shohei Ohtani's, and Eugenio Suarez.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess.
But someone mentioned that.
I said this before, earlier. I don't want to talk about off-season until off-season hits, because we're in playoff season now.
We are in playoff season.
I want to focus on the playoff teams. Like, the only reason you have to talk about Ohtani.
Well, do you want to talk about your favorite playoff team?
Sure, let's do it. The Tampa Bay Rays.
I mean, you did mention that you wanted to talk about the
Cleveland Guardians. I do want to talk about the Guardians. I have been strangely fascinated by the Guardians in the last
swooning
week.
Over them, if you will.
I have been drooling, if you may. Should I name my 5 reasons that I think they're legitimate contenders, and my 1 reason that they're not?
Sure.
Well, these stats are a little outdated, so this is kind of bad now. Let me fix this up. So, like I said, I've been fascinated with the Guardians, because one day, just like last week, I looked at their team and I was like, wow.
They're fun.
They are a good team.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so since the All-Star break, they are 43-25, which is a .632 win percentage. That is the second best in the American League, behind only the Houston Astros. That is my first reason that they are legitimate contenders. Second half performance just has been amazing. Reason number 2, their 1-2 punch starting pitching, or just their starting pitching in general. But their 1-2 punch of Shane Bieber, Tristan McKenzie is up there with the best. They have a combined ERA under 3. They have more strikeouts from any 1-2 punch in baseball, all the big ones at least. They've been amazing. McKenzie seems unstoppable. Bieber has not been Cy Young, but he's been amazing. Reason number 3, Austin Hedges. Reason number 4, their lineup strength.
Whoa. Give me Austin Hedges' stats. You're not just going to say his name and then go to reason number 4. Go backtrack.
All right.
Austin Hedges' career stats this season.
Reason number 3, Austin Hedges. Reason number 4, lineup strength. So the Guardians have 6 players in their starting lineup with a 700 OPS or higher. Jose Ramirez has been amazing for the team. I mean, he is every year. They just extended him. He is that team. He's the heart and soul of that team. Yeah. But then you look at guys like Andres Jimenez, Ahmed Rosario, and Stephen Kwan, who have been just Stephen Barry Bonds Kwan, who have just come out of nowhere and been unexpectedly amazing and have made themselves key parts of this lineup, which I love.
Yeah.
I love.
Love it.
I love it.
Love it.
I love it. Reason number 5, my final reason, they're sneaky bullpen. They're a bunch of thieves.
Oh.
Sneaky. They're sneaky. They're like foxes. So, not only do they have arguably the best closer in baseball, at least the American League, definitely the best closer in the American League, Emmanuel Clase. They also have a sneaky bullpen around him. Like I said, the sneaky thieves. They're stealing the diamonds. Sam Hentges. 2.41 ERA. Oh, these are outdated. from earlier in this week. Trevor Stefan, Anel De Los Santos, James Karinchak, Nick Sandlin.
James
they've all just been amazing.
James the Float Karinchak.
Their bullpen is up there with the best. It has been underrated. There's a reason they've won as many games as they have, and there's a reason they won the AL Central.
Yeah.
And to be fair, the reason they won the reason they won the AL Central is because every other team is shit.
Yeah, but you know what's funny is that we can say that, yes, and we can poke fun at it that the White Sox took a major step back, the Twins did not live up to the hype, and the Tigers are the Tigers, and blah blah blah. The Guardians still, like Alex is mentioning, like you're saying, they still can compete. They are a danger in the postseason. Whereas, obviously, if the White Sox got in, from last year, even they're just a pushover. The Twins, they're missing way too many pieces. It's all up in the air. But the Guardians being locked in, especially when I'm pretty sure everybody, including myself and you, counted the Guardians out this season, is fun. It's a lot of fun, and we're going to see them make noise because of that,
Yeah, I do know.
They've kind of gone into this whole season with, well,
that's what I said.
Let's go do it mentality.
At the beginning of the season, and even last season, it's the White Sox were in the playoffs, but, we knew they weren't going to do anything.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Twins. They made the playoffs. Did I think they were going to win a single game? No, absolutely not. The Guardians, I think, do have a chance to even make it to the championship series, dare I say.
That's a brave prediction there.
Well, who do they have to get through? The Rays. They just took 2 of 3 from the Rays earlier this week, and then the Yankees, who they have not been great against at all this season. I think they're 1-6 or something against the Yankees this year, but still, the Yankees have been struggling. We'll talk about that in a minute.
I don't think the Guardians / former Indians have beaten the Yankees in a playoff series in 20-something years.
Okay.
I'm gonna let history.
Probability has no memory.
True.
This also isn't probability. So anyway, but my one reason to think that they can't be true contenders is how they play against good teams. They are 19 against teams that are currently over 500. They are 19-20 this season. So that's not good. That is below 500.
Well below.
Whether or not this becomes prominent in the playoffs, we don't know because they have been playing a lot better as of recently. Their first half of their season wasn't as good as they are now. So whether this is going to be prominent or not, we don't really know, but it's something to keep your eye on. So, do you think the Guardians are true contenders? When it comes down to if at the end of the day, if by the time the World Series is over and you hear the Cleveland Guardians have won the 2022 World Series, are you shocked?
Yes. Because and this is me telling you that the wagon powerhouse teams that we expect to be there, I think are going to find a way to get there before the Guardians do. And like you just said, the Guardians don't play well against those above 500 teams. And now imagine them running into, Christian Javier, Justin Verlander, and Lance McCullers Jr. in the ALCS. Or in the World Series, running into Clayton Kershaw, Tony Gonsolin, or hell, even if they run into Atlanta in the World Series, I feel like the luck and magic and the beauty of baseball can only go so far before you need to have, I don't want to say a future Hall of Fame type of roster, but a damn good roster. And the Guardians are still 3 or 4 players away from that. Is that fair?
It's fair. I mean, they got Barry Bonds though, so it's a little tough because when you got a guy like Barry Bonds on your team,
can you say the full name? It keeps throwing me
Barry
off.
Bonds.
It's Stephen Barry Bonds Kwan.
Barry Bonds. They got Barry Bonds on the team. The guy certainly hits. And who are they going to run into? I mean, the Rays. Who are the Rays going to throw? Ryan Yarbrough.
Glasnow, Corey Kluber.
Glasnow. They're going to throw Glasnow, but he's going to have a 10-pitch limit.
Yeah, or 15. Be generous.
Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see.
But even if they do get through that, I mean, the Yankees, Cole, Nestor, Sevy.
Cole, who gives up 1 run, and then shits the bed and gives up 5 more, just because why the fuck not? Sevy. What? Am I wrong?
You're being a negative Yankees fan right now.
Am I wrong?
You're being a negative Yankees fan.
I'm not a Yankee fan. I'm not a Yankee fan. I'm unbiased.
But, I mean, the Yankees have quite the rotation. And let's just be fun. Let's just say that the Mariners do make it to the ALCS and they play the Guardians. Luis Castillo, Robbie Ray, we just mentioned their pitching rotation.
Yeah, I get it.
It's hard. It's hard. The Guardians had the they had the bonus of playing in a very, very weakened state where the only real competition that they really had to face all year was Dylan Cease.
I want to say I'm confident that they will at least go to 3 games in the wild card series.
I'm all in for it.
Which, to be honest, isn't that really... It's not really that crazy because, like, it's a 3-game series.
Yeah.
It'd be a little different if I was like, they're taking them to 7. But, like, no, I like 3 games.
So this is the first year of the 3-game wild card. And
I like it. It hasn't even happened yet, and I like it.
Yeah. It would be great for baseball if a series like this does go 3 games. And this helps form some unusual rivalries. I mean, as of right now, Mets and Padres. A rivalry that kind of has been brewing all season.
Is it a rivalry?
No,
it's not.
A hatred that's been brewing a little bit all season. I don't even think it's a
hatred.
I mean, obviously, the Blue Jays.
It's more of a terrified and the Mets are just terrified of the Padres. Well,
that too, but I still think that there's something there. I mean, obviously...
They're not terrified of the Padres. They're terrified of you, Darvish.
Yeah, they're terrified
That's
of
it.
Darvish.
That's it. The Padres, they don't care.
But imagine the Guardians and Tampa having like a little big brother, little brother rivalry.
I mean, they're going to. They just played a 3-game series last week. It was good games.
Yeah,
it was good baseball.
Scrappy, good baseball.
It was good baseball. I liked it. Wow. Should we... What are the playoff teams? You want to go to the Yankees now? Let's talk about the Vlad. The Vlad.
Oh.
This is my house. My house. This is my house. Vlad Guerrero Jr. So the Yankees played the Blue Jays last week. And this was before they had clinched the AL East. Game 1, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. walks it off for the Blue Jays. Epic comeback on Monday. 3-2 final. Vlad walks it off. Says in the camera, "This is my house." The next day, the Yankees clinched in Toronto.
And what did
Not only did the Yankees clinch in Toronto.
Yeah. Go ahead. Tell me. What else happened? Are you reading through the scorecard? You are.
It didn't happen that game. But not only did the Yankees clinch in Toronto, but the game after, Aaron Judge hit his 61st home run of the season. That ties Roger Maris for the American League all-time single-season record with 61 home runs in a single season. That's only been done twice now in American League history, which congratulations to Judge. He's a dog. Dog! And, sneakily, Garrett Cole tied the Yankees single-season strikeout record.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
So he's going to beat it. I mean, when does he start? I mean, Chichi Gonzalez started today for the Yankees. He took Cole's start. Cole is not starting this season anymore.
Oh, he's okay. He
is. He's starting one of the doubleheader games on Tuesday.
Nice.
Which, by the way, Tuesday, doubleheader, Yankees, Rangers. These games don't really matter anymore. The only reason to watch these games is for Judge if he hits 62.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, he has like a gazillion walks now. But anyway.
He has the highest on-base percentage.
Why are you scheduling a doubleheader 2:05 and then the second game at 8:05?
So I can watch it while
It ain't going to be a
class.
6-hour game.
So I can watch it
It ain't going to be a 6-hour game.
So I can watch it while I'm in class?
Ridiculous.
But, so, let it be known, though, I do want to say, Blue Jays fans, I'm very jealous of you. I wish I could also see a lot of history go on in my entire country. I mean, Pete Rose hit his 4,000th hit there. Miguel Cabrera hit his 500th home run. Tony Gwynn had his 3,000th career hit. And now you guys also got to witness Aaron Judge's 61st home run. So, a lot of history. A lot of America's pastime being done north of the border. Congratulations.
Congrats to Toronto Blue Jays fans.
Woo.
Jack, if you're watching this right now, congrats. The Blue Jays clinched. They're in the wild card anyway. They've pretty much. I think they've clinched the first seed. They have 4 games up. Oh no, not yet. But they're probably gonna get the first seed.
Probably.
Exciting times.
Yeah.
But what were we talking about? The Yankees? Yeah, I mean, Yankees going into the playoffs. They've been very good recently. They're 7-3 in their last 10, and obviously before that they were on like a 5-game win streak, a 6-game win streak. Like they were doing good.
Do you want to do a little bit of injury update because like
I'm getting
I've
there.
heard some of the best news of my entire life.
Their bullpen has not been great. Their starting pitching's fine.
Yeah.
Tyone, Sevy, Cole, Herman.
What about the guy that they traded for?
Nestor. What?
What about the guy that they traded for?
Oh, Frankie Montas is injured. He'll probably be in the bullpen during the playoffs. But the bullpen has taken a hit. Britton is on the 60-day IL now.
Yeah, I don't think
from
he'll be on the roster.
Arm fatigue.
Cry me a river.
Watch
you
this.
Pitch for a living.
You ever just make Zach Britton mad and use
Hey,
your
I'm
arm?
a lefty. I'm a lefty. Hey, Zach.
Yeah. But yeah, arm fatigue. Whatever. Chapman has been unreliable.
Yeah, Clay Holmes.
Clay Holmes, not even unreliable, but he is somewhat injured now. Yeah. So like it's up in the air whether or not he'll be on the DS roster.
Nice.
But yeah, go on.
Wandy Peralta, another guy who everyone's unsure of. Chapman, shell of himself. Losing Michael King early in the season. I mean, still to this day, wish that I did say that he was on the active roster.
Michael King would have been, if this team had Michael King, it would have been looking a lot better.
Yeah, and arguably the most important news to come out of Yankee camp is, one, there's a chance Andrew Benintendi might be available to play in the divisional series, and 2, Matt Carpenter will most certainly be ready to play in the divisional series as a DH and a pinch hitter. Matty Carps, welcome back.
Yeah, that I'm excited about. I mean, hopefully, Yankee fans need to pray that he is what he was when he got injured.
Statistically, before he got injured, he was the best hitter in baseball. The best all-around tool hitter in baseball.
I never said anything about before he got injured. I said he needs to be
he does
like
need
he
to
was
I know.
Before he got injured.
Because he was
nothing before when he comes back matters anymore.
Correct.
It's just from here on.
Pick it up.
Same thing with DJ LeMahieu. He needs to get back to himself.
He certainly
and
does.
he's back now, so I think he will.
Yeah, I think he'll use this Texas series as an adjustment period because DJ, I mean, they don't call him a machine, like the robot for nothing type of thing. So I think he'll work out the small little kinks that he has. Also, I think Giancarlo Stanton, who's only hitting like
Giancarlo Stanton.
I had to think about that. I had to make sure that I said his name right. But he's only hitting like 208 on the season. But Yankee fans, let it be known, Giancarlo Stanton has not done anything less than put on a absolute clinic.
Giancarlo Stanton has been amazing for the Yankees. Yeah. Whether you love him or hate him as a Yankee fan, he's been amazing.
He's done the whole baseball thing.
Yeah, in his career with the Yankees, he's been amazing.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Yankee Land? I mean, can we go... Let's.
I wasn't saying Yankee Land. I just meant in general.
Then let's address the elephant in the room here of that the 2 1 seeds is... Like, obviously, they are both the 1 seeds, which means that they are the most likely to make it to play each other in the World Series. The Houston Astros and the Los Angeles Dodgers, the rematch of the 2017 World Series. And these 2 teams, I feel like, it's a flip of a coin. If they were to play each other, obviously nothing is written in stone. The playoffs have not even started. Astros are a powerhouse. Justin Verlander is great, just as we expected him to be. They got Lance McCullers back, and they took the right amount of time to nurse him back to health properly. I mean, Christian Javier, their bullpen is so deep and so well-rounded. Dusty Baker really knows what he's doing when it comes to calling out guys from their bullpen one by one.
What?
And their lineup is just so well-constructed. I mean, Alex Bregman has sort of been picking it up. Jose Altuve is Jose Altuve. We know him. I mean, he's, second all-time in playoff home runs, I think.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, Jose Altuve is... Anyone who was on the Astros team, from that 15 to 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 run where they, made the World Series, every year, they're all up there in the playoff stats. Just, they have the experience. I'd say the Astros are the team to beat.
Yeah, and don't forget about Yordan Alvarez and
I don't know what's
Kyle Tucker, who are both very underrated because they are overshined by the more veteran guys. And although Yordan had a very early go at maybe being that guy who you could throw in there as the third MVP candidate, obviously it's come down to a two-man race, but Yordan is certainly someone to be scared of. He's a lefty bat who can probably hit the ball over the train tracks in Minute Maid, which is just absolutely crazy to think about that someone has that power. And Kyle Tucker, although his bat has been rather lacking offensively this season, his defense is still second to none. And the pickup of getting Christian Vasquez behind the plate for the second half of the season and now this playoff run is going to be a very impactful thing.
Yeah. Oh, the Astros. Is it bad me saying I don't want to see the Astros in the World Series?
No.
Like, I'm not being biased or I'm not saying I hate the Astros. It's just like, I don't know. I've had enough. I've kind of had enough of the Astros in the World Series.
They've made the American League Championship Series 5 years in a row as of right now. They're going for 6. And they've made the World Series 4 of those times, and the only time that they didn't make the World Series was Tampa in the 2020 COVID season. So,
and even that game, they took them to 7 games.
Yeah.
So.
It's pretty obvious that the American League will run through Houston.
It's just a matter. It always has for the last 7 years.
And the craziest part about it is that whoever knocks off the Astros, it's like, holy shit, we just went 7 games, 6 games with the best team, what feels like the best team in baseball, and then they open that door. They could be looking at the Braves, the Dodgers, the Mets, the Cardinals. Like, that is...
Well, no, but I think if you beat them in 7 games, you're still feeling confident. Even if you beat them in 5 games.
Yeah, you're feeling confident, but you're going into now Game 1 of the World Series drained. Because there's no way that this Houston team goes down gentleman's sweep or gets swept. They will put up a fight, and call me crazy. You want to hear this take? Can you stop? We will see the most extra innings games in playoff history this season.
Do you know what the current record is?
8.
Is that official?
No.
It's like, there's absolutely no way.
I'll Google it right now, but I feel like the way that all these teams are structured this year, tell me that it doesn't sound crazy that we could be saying, oh boy, the 15th inning of Mets and Cardinals in the American League Championship Series. This has happened every game, you know?
That's Cardinals American League Championship Series. That would be impressive.
Yeah, they go on and they win the World Series and they just keep going.
They just go to the left of the bracket. Yeah. I was just sitting here thinking about Astros Dodgers.
I mean,
I just can't get that out of my head, and it feels destined. And you know what? I don't want to see it. I don't even want to see Astros Braves.
Really?
Nothing against the Astros.
I want to see the Braves.
Nothing against the Braves. Nothing against the Dodgers. I just want new teams. Like, imagine Cardinals Guardians.
5.
Or Cardinals
5.
Cardinals Yankees. 5?
5.
That can't be right.
In the playoffs.
5 games?
And like that's in one playoff round, not an all time.
No, all time. There haven't been only 5 fucking extra inning games in playoff history.
We've probably seen
What
5.
the fuck is this? The Super Bowl? Fucking overtime.
Oh yeah, sorry. Okay, it's late.
But yeah, postseason. Are we done? Besides, I mean, I think we've talked about everything.
I mean,
I am drained. It is now 11:57 p.m.
Wait.
It's now 11:58 p.m. It's almost Monday.
It is.
Which sucks.
We are 2 minutes away from Monday.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Yeah. Well, let's do our homer draft then.
Okay.
Home.
I'll let you go first.
Homer draft.
Remind everybody of what happened last week.
Last week on the homer draft, I took 3 players because I am down by such a significant amount.
I allowed you to take 3 players.
I took 3 players because I was down by such a significant amount. And my players were Shohei Ohtani, Luke Voit, and Marcus Semien. And I only got 5 points. So I am now sitting at 59 points. and I am terrified to hear what you have to say.
Okay, I only took 2 players because I'm a man of integrity and competition on a fair and even playing field.
You were the one who suggested it. I don't want that.
So I took
I don't want that
Boba
stigma.
who hit a whopping
0
home runs, and Ronald Acuna, thank God, hit 2 homers in one day on September 27th. He had 2 solo home runs, bringing my total to 88 on the season.
So this is the last one of the season.
This is the last one of the season.
Can I just take like 12 people? And you take 2? So then this is over. What's the point of doing this? We gotta make it exciting.
12? Holy
Not
shit.
12. I'll take like
6.
16.
No. Well,
I'll take one. I'll take one player. And they play in both leagues. I'm taking Angel Hernandez.
Are you serious right now?
I'm dead serious.
Come on, have fun.
Come on, give me your players.
In the American League, I'm going to go with Nestor Cortez Jr.
Okay.
And I'll snake back around. And in the National...
You are snaking back around. That was my only pick.
No. And in the National League, I'm going to go with Ron Washington.
All right. That's all right. Nice. It was a successful season of the Homer Draft.
Good game.
We will do the final standings. Shit, when are we going to do our next episode? We're going to have to do a midweek episode here.
Friday morning.
No.
Oh, shit, you can't.
I simply can't. Well, we'll figure it out, everyone.
No worries.
Everyone calm down. We will be back soon. Do we
Next-
even bother with homework? It's the playoffs now.
Next episode will be the playoff preview.
Yeah, it's playoffs. We don't need to do homework.
Yeah.
No playoff homework.
No playoff homework. It's like winter break. You don't get homework to over break.
Exactly. So that'll be it. It's now time to drive half an hour away.
I'm kind of regretting telling you how to do that.
But yeah, here we go. Thank you guys for watching. Playoffs. Playoff baseball. Playoff baseball. Playoff baseball. Playoff baseball. Playoff baseball. Playoff baseball.